If you had heart disease, would you recognize the symptoms? You might be thinking, of course, many people are familiar with the scene of a man clutching his chest and falling to the ground. But there's plenty more that you need to know. While there are many similarities in the symptoms of heart disease in men and women, there are even more differences. Differences that could save or end your life if you don't know them. This is true for this year's survivor, Virginia Ellis.
My name is Virginia Ellis. I've been married for 34 years to my husband, Joe. We have 3 grown children. 2 oldest are boys. Tyler's in Austin. Eric and his wife and son are here in Waco. And Chandler, my daughter, is here in Waco. So late 2010, I started having bleeding. And I hadn't had a period for about 10 years. And it was severe. But I thought it would pass. I'm not the kind that goes to the doctor. I never go to the doctor, as a matter of fact. I'd get the notes in the mail to go, but I always thought I was okay. I wanted everybody else to be okay, but I really didn't take care of myself. So a week went by, and then a month went by, and it was still going on. So after almost 2 months, I finally called the doctor and went in, and she ran every test on me she could. They thought it might be cancer. They couldn't figure out what was causing it. So they sent me to get a colonoscopy, and I prepped for that, and I was ready to be put under. And the nurse was holding my wrist, and she had this funny look on her face, and she said, "Why didn't you tell us that you have heart trouble?" And I said, "Because I don't." And she said, "I need to do an EKG on you." So she did. And she and the doctor were looking at it, and I could tell from the looks on their faces that there was definitely something there. And the doctor said, "I can't put you under. I'm going to need to get you back to your doctor, and you need to set up something with the cardiologists." I went to my doctor, and he said, "I'd like for you to go see Buck Cross. He's a cardiologist in town." And I said, "Well, I don't know him. Do you care if I go to another doctor?" And he said, "You can, but that doctor's gone a lot, and I really want you to be with a doctor that's in town, that's there when you need him." So that was my first clue that something might really seriously be wrong. So I set up an appointment and went in and met Buck for the first time, and he ran every possible test on me, and finally determined there was nothing he could do to fix me. So he sent me to a cardioelectrophysiologist in Austin, and he ran tests too and also determined that nothing could be done. I have a cardiomyopathy that was at I'd had it long enough that it caused an erratic heart rhythm, which is one of the biggest risks with that. At age 52, I got a defibrillator. I thought they were only for old people. I know some people think 52 is old. It's not. They put me on medications that I'll be on the rest of my life. The great thing is that my heart was working at 30%, and it's now at 35%. So there's nothing they can do to fix it, but because I now go to the doctor and do what I'm told by the experts, it is better. It was all so much easier than I would have ever dreamed it was. The whole process of getting the defibrillator and getting used to it. It was heavy at first, and I felt like everybody was looking at it. You could see it at first. It settles in a little bit, but they're not. And if they do notice it, nobody cares. Everybody just wants the people they care about to be well and to feel good. So it really was a really seamless process. And I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't have shortness of breath, and I didn't get tired easily, and I didn't have swollen ankles or anything that you hear about. I didn't have any of those. So there was a part of me thinking, well, maybe they've made a mistake. Everything's okay. And then there's the other realistic part of me that thought, why not me? Why shouldn't it happen to me? It can happen to anybody. And I'm just lucky that they found it when they did. I was just like everybody else. I was a wife, a mom, a daughter, a sister, a friend. I worked. I had my own business too. I did everything everybody else did. I'm just like everybody else. They never figured out what was causing the bleeding, and I know it was God. I didn't have the other symptoms, and I wasn't doing anything to go in to take care of myself with preventative wellness checkups. So I know it was a call from God that you've got to get in there, because nothing else would have gotten me in. Don't be afraid of going to the doctor. Be afraid of not going. I look at people when they say there's something wrong with them. If they tell me that they have a heart issue, I look at them different. It makes you more compassionate. It makes you more in touch with people. It makes me very grateful that I'm here and that I'm going to stay here for a long time. And if my story can make one person go to the doctor, it's a great thing.
Tremendous strides have been made in the fight against heart disease in women, and we can't slow down now. Support the Go Red movement so we can have fewer heart disease statistics and more heart disease survivors. Go Red for Women is an important cause we can all support.